Okay, so get this. You sent over a research paper
Mm-hmm.
about something called Titans.
Yeah.
And apparently they're a new type of AI architecture from Google Research. And from what I can tell,
Yeah.
it gets pretty deep into how these Titans learn.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to take a deep dive into this together
Okay.
and figure out what makes this so groundbreaking.
Okay, that's good. The paper tackles a pretty significant challenge in the AI world.
Okay.
Current AI models, especially those used in things like chatbots,
Uh-huh.
have some serious limitations when it comes to memory.
You mean they forget things?
Well,
I can relate to that for sure. Sometimes I forget where I put my keys,
Yeah.
let alone trying to process mountains of data.
yeah.
But before we get into that, I'm
Yeah.
curious about this whole attention thing that
Yeah.
the paper keeps mentioning. How does that work in AI?
So attention is a vital mechanism in a lot of modern AI models,
Okay.
particularly those built on what's called the transformer architecture.
Of-
In a nutshell, it lets the AI zero in on the most relevant parts of the information it's working with.
Okay.
Think of it like reading a news article when you're short on time.
Okay.
You wouldn't read every single word.
Right.
You'd skim and pick out the key sentences and paragraphs.
Uh-huh.
That's similar to what attention does for AI.
Okay.
It helps it sift through tons of data and lock on to what's most important.
So it's like a super focused reader.
Exactly.
But the paper mentions that even with attention, these AI models struggle with really long strings of information.
Yeah, that's right.
What's the reason for that? Is it just a matter of getting overloaded?
It's a bit more complicated than that. As powerful as attention is,
Mm-hmm.
it demands a lot of computing power.
Okay.
And the longer the information becomes, the more computationally expensive it gets.
Right.
It's like trying to juggle your crate can only handle so many balls before dropping a few.
So that's where these Titans step in, right?
Exactly.
They're designed to tackle these massive chunks of information.
That's the idea.
What's their secret?
Well, the secret sauce of Titans lies in how they approach memory.
Yeah, okay.
They're inspired by the way human memory works.
Oh, really?
We don't just have one giant memory bank.
Right.
We have short-term memory, long-term memory, and even muscle memory
Uh-huh.
for physical actions.
Yeah.
Titans mimic this by having different types of memory that work together.
Mm.
And that's actually a huge advantage.
Okay.
It means Titans can process information more efficiently
Uh-huh.
and make connections that traditional AI models might miss,
Okay.
especially when faced with vast quantities of data.
Wait a minute. You're telling me they took inspiration from our brains?
That's right.
That's pretty wild. But how does that actually translate into better AI?
One fascinating example is the concept of neural memory,
Okay.
which is a module within Titans that learns by focusing on what's surprising or unexpected.
Unexpected, huh? That definitely gets my attention.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can still remember that time a raccoon stole my pizza.
Uh-huh.
But what does surprise have to do with AI memory?
It's a crucial element in how Titans learn and remember.
Okay.
Imagine scrolling through your social media feed.
Yeah.
What posts are you most likely to remember?
Probably the ones that are funny.
Right.
Or shocking.
Exactly.
But different from what I usually see.
The same principle applies to Titans.
Hmm.
When their neural memory encounters something that deviates from what it's seen before,
Oh.
it triggers a stronger response.
Okay.
And that information gets stored more robustly,
Oh, it's like,
just like our brains.
okay.
The neural memory module is constantly being updated as it takes in new information.
So it's like a built-in highlight reel for the AI.
Yeah, you could say that.
Filtering for the most noteworthy information.
That's a good way to put it.
It's really clever. But doesn't that also mean it could miss out on important details if they aren't considered surprising?
That's a good question.
How do they balance that?
That's a great question, and it's something researchers are actively working on.
Okay.
The balance between novelty and relevance is key to making these systems effective.
Okay.
And to add another layer of complexity, just like our brains,
Oh.
Titans also have a forgetting mechanism.
Hold on. AI that can forget things.
Yeah.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It might seem counterintuitive, but it's actually essential.
Yo.
Imagine trying to remember every single thing you've ever experienced.
You know, that sounds like a nightmare.
It would be overwhelming and inefficient.
Right.
Forgetting helps us manage our limited memory capacity and focus on what's important.
Okay.
The same applies to AI.
Interesting.
This forgetting mechanism helps Titans manage their memory resources
Uh-huh.
and prioritize information.
Okay.
It allows the model to discard information that's no longer useful,
Gotcha.
making room for new learnings.
So they're not just mimicking human memory, they're also simulating human forgetfulness.
Exactly.
That's fascinating. But how do researchers actually build these titans?
That's where things get even more interesting. The paper outlines 3 different ways these titans can be built, each with its own unique way of handling memory.
Okay.
Think of it like a menu of options, each with a different flavor.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Break down this AI menu for me. What are the choices?
All right, so the first option is called memory as a context,
Okay.
or MV for short. Think of it like providing the AI with some helpful background notes,
Mm-hmm.
or a cheat sheet to assist it in understanding the current information better.
That makes sense. It's like giving the AI some context to work with.
Right.
So what's next on this AI menu?
The next option is gated memory,
Okay.
or MAG. This one acts like a bouncer at a club.
Okay.
It controls which memories get access
Right.
and how much they influence the AI's processing.
Ah, so it's all about controlling the flow of information.
Exactly.
I can see how that would be important. What's the final option?
The final item on the menu is called memory as a layer,
Okay.
or MELAL. This one is a bit more on the technical side.
Yeah.
But imagine stacking different memory functions on top of each other
Okay.
to process information in a more complex way.
Interesting.
It's like having different levels of memory,
Okay.
each specialized for a different purpose.
Okay, so we've got these titans with their various memory styles,
Right.
all drawing inspiration from the human brain.
Exactly.
It's all very impressive, but the big question is,
Yeah.
how well do they actually perform?
Well,
Yeah.
the researchers really put these titans through their paces, evaluating them on a wide range of tasks to see how they stacked up against other AI models.
Okay, so what kind of challenges did they throw at these AI titans? Spill the tea.
One of the core tests was language modeling,
Hmm.
basically seeing how well the AI could predict the next word in a sentence.
Okay.
It might sound simple,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a fundamental task. That reveals a lot about how well the AI understands language.
Right, because language isn't always straightforward. There's so many layers of meaning
Exactly.
and context.
Huh.
So how did the titans do on this language challenge?
They performed remarkably well, particularly when dealing with really long passages of text. They even outperformed other leading models on needle in a haystack tasks,
What are those?
where the AI had to locate a specific piece of information buried within a huge amount of data. Imagine trying to find a single typo in an entire library.
Wow, that's a lot of data.
That's the level of difficulty we're talking about.
Wow, that's impressive. So they're like super powered search engines with a deep understanding of the information they're sifting through.
That's a good analogy.
What other tests did they put these titans through?
They also assess them on tasks involving common sense reasoning,
Okay.
challenging the AI to answer questions that require understanding of how the world works. You know, those questions that seem obvious to us humans,
Yeah.
but are actually quite tricky for AI to grasp.
I've definitely stumbled on those common sense quizzes online. And let's just say I didn't exactly ace them.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, those can be tricky.
So how did the Titans handle these real-world reasoning challenges? They did surprisingly well, demonstrating a level of comprehension that goes beyond just pattern recognition. It's a sign that these models are moving closer to a more human-like understanding of the world.
That's really interesting. It makes you wonder about the potential for AI to not just process information, but to actually reason and make judgments based on that information.
Absolutely. And the applications go far beyond language. They also tested Titans on time series forecasting,
Okay.
the ability to predict future trends based on past data.
Like what?
Think about predicting stock market fluctuations, weather patterns,
Oh, okay.
or even traffic congestion.
Interesting.
It's all about analyzing patterns and making informed guesses about what might happen next.
So it's like having a crystal ball, but one that's powered by data and algorithms?
Precisely. And in another fascinating application, they even applied Titans to DNA modeling,
Whoa.
which involves analyzing and comprehending complex DNA sequences.
Wow.
It demonstrates the versatility of these models
Mm.
and their potential impact on fields far beyond language processing.
That's incredible. So Titans aren't just language whizzes. They can handle all sorts of data, from financial trends to the very building blocks of life.
It seems that way.
It seems like the potential applications are practically limitless. What excites you the most about the future of Titans?
The most exciting aspect, I think, is their ability to handle long-range dependencies in data,
Okay.
those connections and patterns that span vast amounts of information. It's like being able to grasp the big picture while still paying attention to the smallest details. It opens up so many possibilities for understanding complex systems and making more accurate predictions.
That's a really powerful capability. It makes me think about all the ways this technology could be used to solve real-world problems, from developing new medical treatments to addressing climate change. But I also wonder about the potential downsides. What are some of the challenges or concerns that come with developing AI that can learn and remember like humans?
That's a crucial question, and it's one that researchers are very aware of. As we develop increasingly sophisticated AI systems, it becomes even more important to ensure they are used responsibly and ethically.
Right, because we want to make sure these powerful tools are used for good and don't end up creating unintended consequences.
Exactly. There's a lot of discussion around how to design AI systems that are aligned with human values,
Hmm.
that are transparent in their decision-making processes, and that are accountable for their actions.
Those are all really important considerations. It seems like we're entering a new era of AI, one where the lines between human and machine intelligence are becoming increasingly blurred.
It's a fascinating and potentially transformative time, and it raises many questions about the future of technology society
Yeah.
and what it means to be human.
It certainly gives us a lot to ponder, but for now, I'm eager to hear more about what these titans are capable of. What other amazing feats have they accomplished?
Well, one area where Titans really shine is in tasks that require a deep understanding of context
Okay.
and long-range dependencies. For example, they were tested on their ability to accurately summarize lengthy documents,
Like what?
like research papers or technical reports.
That's something I could definitely use help with.
Mm-hmm.
I often find myself wading through pages and pages of dense text just to extract the key points.
Okay.
How did the Titans handle this challenge?
They proved to be exceptionally skilled at identifying the most salient information
Hmm.
and distilling it into concise summaries.
So they're like superpowered speed readers.
Kind of like that.
Yeah.
It's as if they have an innate ability to grasp the essence of a document
Okay.
without getting bogged down in the minutia.
That's remarkable. It sounds like they could revolutionize the way we consume and process information,
Yeah, definitely.
especially in fields where staying up to date on the latest research is critical.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And this ability to synthesize vast amounts of information
Yeah.
also has significant implications for personalized learning.
Oh, really? How so?
Imagine AI tutors that can tailor their teaching methods to your individual learning style and pace,
Hmm.
constantly adapting to your progress and providing targeted feedback.
That would be a game changer for education.
I-
No more one-size-fits-all approaches.
Right.
It would truly democratize access to quality learning experiences.
Exactly. And as these models continue to evolve,
Yeah.
we can expect to see even more innovative applications emerge.
Like what?
Think about AI assistants that can not only remember your preferences,
Okay.
but also anticipate your needs, proactively offering suggestions and solutions
Interesting.
before you even ask.
That's a fascinating thought. It almost sounds like having a mind reader by your side,
Uh-huh.
but one that's powered by data and algorithms instead of psychic abilities.
It's certainly a glimpse into a future where technology seamlessly integrates into our lives,
Yeah.
augmenting our cognitive abilities and expanding our horizons in ways we can only begin to imagine.
It's both exciting and a little daunting to think about all the possibilities. But one thing's for sure, this research on Titans has opened up a whole new chapter in the ongoing story of artificial intelligence.
I feel it.
It's a story that's still being written,
Uh-huh.
and I'm eager to see what unfolds in the next chapter.
Me too. It's a rapidly evolving field, and who knows what groundbreaking discoveries await us just around the corner.
True. But one thing is certain. The quest to understand intelligence,
Yeah.
both human and artificial, is one of the most compelling and consequential journeys we can embark on.
Couldn't agree more.
Well said.
No.
And for anyone listening who's as fascinated by this topic as we are,
Yeah.
I encourage you to explore further, to delve into the world of AI research, and to keep asking questions.
Definitely.
Because the more we understand about intelligence, the better equipped we'll be to shape a future.
Absolutely.
But technology serves humanity in meaningful and beneficial ways.
That's a great point.
That's a great note to end on. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive.
My pleasure.
It's been an enlightening and thought-provoking exploration. Until next time, keep those minds curious and those imaginations firing.